My life, like water, flows and falls, falls and flows, and it ends in a quiet ocean. It is like the flow of a river that becomes calm, then rages, then relaxes, and then crashes against the rocks again. I was born in Tokyo, but when the war broke out, we moved to Hiroshima. After the atomic bomb was dropped, I returned to my father's hometown in Kagoshima. My grandfather's house had a beautiful garden. He loved gardens so much that he took me all over the place to see gardens. That's how I came to love gardens. That's how I decided I wanted to be a landscape architect. I feel that after the war, Americans were impressed by Japanese gardens because they saw the heart of the Japanese people. Their landscapes, country, and feelings, which they had not known before. I took classes with Professor Tono, starting in my freshman year, with one called Landscape Architecture, and I started to go along with him when he went out to supervise various garden jobs. I helped him. In the beginning, Professor Tono was in Portland for about 3 days, but returned to Japan to teach his university classes. I was the only Japanese person. I remember how, after everyone else had left for home, I would plan what to do next and which trees to remove, following what Professor Tono had told me. I would walk around in the hills of the garden property, all by myself with a flashlight for 2 to 3 hours until 8 or 9 at night. It was my first experience in creating a complete project from nothing. In addition, I had a great teacher and learned great designs. Because the garden was frequently vandalized, I asked my boss to put a big trailer home by the garden. I kept a dog named Hannah there, and I lived by the garden all day and night with the intention of protecting the garden. There were many riots. I think there were 10 or 15 altogether. There were some big with 30 to 40 people. Outside the fence, outside the garden, they would hold up large signs saying, "You killed my father. You killed my son," and shouted a lot. Hey, go home. One night, I saw from a distance some people trying to remove a copper crown, which is called a bridge crown, with a stone. So I threw a rock at them. I threw a rock from the fence, from the trailer. I threw a rock and it hit one of them. When I shouted, "I'm going to call the police," they ran away. That night, those 5 or 6 people came back. They attacked me. So I fought hard. I flung them away at first. I was strong in judo. I fought with karate. I thought I was strong, but there were many of them, so I fled to the woods because I thought I would lose. Then I was stabbed with a knife. I felt something hot stabbing me, and I thought I was done for. I was bleeding. I felt both that there was nothing I could do about it, and that I don't want to fight right now. I want to stay cool. I had a strong desire to create a Japanese garden with a calm mind. The attitude I took made me appreciate those who spoke well of Japan and forget about the few who spoke ill of it. And I would think that's okay. I had worked for 5 years to create the Portland Japanese Garden, and I was truly satisfied with it. I felt, I have left a legacy that I am proud of. Now I am ready to move on to create a new Japanese garden on my own. After I moved to California, I was away from the Portland Japanese Garden for 45 years. There is something I would like to tell you. The maintenance of the garden is impressive. A critical component of a Japanese garden is maintenance. When I left Portland, the garden was only a baby, but it had grown to be a breathtaking princess. It turned out to be more than what I could have imagined. But laying that groundwork is what the garden director's job is all about. Because the people of Portland have truly loved it, it has become magnificent. And it will become a more beautiful garden as time goes by. I believe that just like the gardens of Kyoto, it will continue to become even more beautiful 100, 200, 1,000 years from now. In the world as it is, I believe that we should protect the Portland Japanese Garden, a symbol of peace, and that countries should build bridges between our hearts. And I thank you, the people of Portland, for embracing this garden 60 years ago and for your continued support. I still cannot believe that they accepted, at a time like that, the culture of a country that used to be their enemy. It takes a great amount of courage to accept and to try to understand the other's point of view. But each of the people of Portland proved that it is possible. I thank Portland for all it has done for the garden and me.
証明しました。ポートランド、庭と私のためにしてくれたことに全て感謝します。